Proud of the team. Again, still learning each other, still having so much stuff to put in to see these guys fight and scrap against teams that are nationally ranked, that have been together way longer, and get wins and pull wins out by any means necessary. I'm just proud of that, watching these guys. Everybody that touched the floor contributed in their own way. And when you look at the numbers on this stat sheet, man, we did some incredible things, and we haven't even started scratching the surface yet. We haven't even reached the level we're going to reach yet.
You said that you guys have to fight and claw for respect, and they're not going to give it to you without earning it. But after giving them their first loss, another great non-conference win, what would your honest reaction be if Monday comes around and you guys are not in the top 25?
I'd keep moving. I wouldn't even be mad. You know, we're out of anyone in the country, I feel like we've really had to earn the right to be in. And I don't know what it's going to take for them, but I know what it's going to take for us to just keep learning and just keep winning. You know, that's what we have to do.
Hey, Penny, I know you got a big win last week on the road at A&M, and you got a big win today. But this win seems a little bit different. What's the difference between that win last week and the win today?
Well, man, that win at A&M was very tough. You know, it was going into a hostile environment and pulling out a win. Coming home, I felt a little eerie about not being home for a month and a half and them coming in and getting momentum early. And that's what happened. And, man, we had to change the tempo and get back into the game. But the difference is a road win is worth two. To me, home wins, you got to win at home. But this was a huge win for us still.
Coach, great win.
Thank
they
you.
tried to get you with a zone. How did you feel like your team faced that today?
I felt like we did really well. We took really good shots. We had wide open guys out there behind the arc that missed open shots. If they make those shots, we push away. We missed those shots, and I encourage my guys to take those shots. Everybody's going to try to play zone. We prepared for zone all week and got out of it what we wanted to get out of it. Every possession, we did not take one bad shot in the zone. We just didn't make the shots that we had open.
Coach, how proud are you of your guys' activity level, obviously diving on the balls, winning those 50-50 balls, and, you know, just seeing that they wanted it on the floor. Like you said, Clemson took the momentum early, but your guys seemed to put that extra effort in.
Yeah, at halftime we were a little disappointed in ourselves because we knew what it was going to take we wanted to punch first and not stop punching. They punched us, went in up by 7, and we said we're going to change the tempo. And to score 47 points in the second half, missing all those free throws at the end. It could have been a 55-point half for us, and we held them to 38. So to me, you know, that's just saying a lot about who we are. You know, those guys are going to keep fighting, keep scrapping, and that's what I'm so proud of.
Penny, along those lines, you know, great crowd. And you've talked about kind of the vision of you bring in these transfers and you want them to buy into being here for Memphis and playing for Memphis. Like, was that the vision out there that you know? I know it wasn't perfect execution-wise, but seeing them just scrambling all over the floor in front of, you know, probably the first time they've experienced a real crowd. Like, is that sort of what this is supposed to be?
Yeah, for real. It's like in the second half, for sure, because that was true Memphis basketball. In the first half, it reminded me of Villanova too much. It was one pass shot. But this team always talks about making the city proud. I haven't had a team outside of this group, and there aren't a lot of Memphis guys that are talking about doing it for the city. And I like that. I like that a lot.
Coach, in your time at Memphis, you've had a lot of point guards that have back here in the back by the cameras.
Yep, I got you.
You a lot of point guards that have played for you that just, you know, as a former point guard, it definitely seems like they're kind of an extension of you on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Javon, while he might not have the most stat pleasing game tonight, just utterly dominated the game in terms of just kind of conducting everything that was going on out there. How do you build such a relationship, and are you as that comfortable with him already out there on the floor? Like, are you comfortable with him?
Yeah, well, he did have a masterful floor game. He had 6 assists, 1 turnover, but he was making so many things happen with hockey assists, getting off the ball early and then getting other guys involved. That's a part of leadership. And he is an extension of me. We talk a lot about what I see versus what he sees, and I try to help him throughout the game. and just blessed to have him, man. Even though his stats weren't phenomenal, he still controlled the game in a great way and made timely baskets. So for me, he's only going to get better. You know, he was in a different system last year, only 10 games in, like I said, coming off a knee injury. Even this year, where he had to sit out like a month and a half, and to be able to go out there and turn it around, because in the first few games, you could tell he was ailing. Being healthier, playing much better.
Hey, Coach, a two-part question. The first part, what did you do to start the second half to take the lead? And also, is it January yet?
Man, what we did to get the lead in the second half was just get up, press up in the tempo, try to speed the tempo up, because they were just jogging down the ball and getting into their sets and dropping it into P.J. Hall. Man, he's a fantastic player. So we changed the tempo and got up and started pressing him a little bit to make him go faster. And January can't get here fast enough.
Coach, in the back, one, Clemson talked about his guys being tired in that second half. I just want to kind of know what you thought about the way your guys was able to force that. You talked about speeding them up a little bit. And then second question, I don't know if you saw it towards the end, but, you know, DeAndre Williams in the building, a lot of your guys go over and hug him and you know, say words to him. I just kind of want to know what your, you know, response is to that and what you thought about that.
Yeah, I don't know what I went into daydream about. The first part of the question was, I'm sorry.
Just forcing them to get tired.
Yes, I got it. I noticed right away that PJ and Shefflin, those guys were exhausted in the first half, but they kept trying to push through. And all we talked about was just pushing tempo. We worked all week on just getting the ball up and down the court as fast as we could, and it worked. At the end of the game, you know, they were exhausted and couldn't guard. That's why they went to that zone. They tried to rest in the zone, but that was part of our game plan for sure. And as far as the players going to DeAndre, they're just paying homage to a kid, a guy that came here and gave it his all every single minute that he stepped on the floor in a Tiger uniform.
Penny, could you have won this today without Malcolm Dandridge?
Absolutely not. There's no way you win this game without Malcolm Dandridge.
That sequence where he's chasing the ball down the sideline right toward you, turned into a huge play, and then 9 rebounds, including the one where they at the very end where he comes down, he goes way up and comes down hard. I mean, he just felt like he was kind of the unsung hero today.
Yeah, he was, and I praised him for that after the game because he knew what this game meant to us. He's been a part of all the winning teams that I've had in high school and AAU, and he wants to win here. We have not done the things that we thought we were going to do with myself, him, and A-Lo, and he's the last one left as far as that group besides Jaden. So, you know, the play on the ball right in front of me, the steal that he got with about a minute and something left on the clock, the big rebound, the defensive sequence, the energy that he played with, he really wanted that game. And I'm so proud of him because he understands how important this is to our school and to the city.
Coach mentioned Hall a couple times now. Your game plan on him to kind of take him out of it, how much was that executed to how you drew it up, how you had it in mind? And was there risk in that with as much talent as they have, kind of thrown as much attention to him as you did?
We went into the game to double team him, and if you notice, we double teamed him early, and he threw it out to three. You know, they made threes, and that kind of made us feel like we had to play him one-on-one, and that was a huge mistake because that guy is just so good. So we started just shrinking the court more and then trying to close out better. But, you know, they did a good job of spacing the floor when he got those baskets in a row. And with about 10 minutes left, we committed to just saying, hey, we're playing off a certain player, make that ball find that player, and we're not going to let him get off. And I think we did a phenomenal job of that. But they do a good job of getting him moving around and getting him the ball.
Penny, whether it's against, you know, Arkansas or Texas A&M last week and Clemson today, David Jones seems to kind of elevate his game even more, right, against the bigger opponents, against the brighter, you know, in the brighter lights. I think he had 16 points second half today to kind of elevate y'all. What is it about his mental makeup and the way he's wired that allows him to do that?
He's just tough, man, mentally and physically. He's not afraid of any moment. His confidence is through the roof, and I think that's what makes him great. He doesn't feel like anyone can guard him, and he feels like he can guard anyone. So when he goes out with that mentality every single day, it's going to be hard to stop him.
Penny, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. You guys shot 4-26 from 3. Jaquan and Caleb did not have great games. David had an okay first half, missed a bunch of free throws late, and you guys still win this game against a top 15 team in the country. What does that say about your group?
It says a lot, man. It says that we're really relying on defense even when we're not scoring and then winning the free throw game. Defense and winning the free throw game is what we have to do. And we're going to keep getting better with offense. We know we're going to keep getting better with that. We had to take some tough shots tonight in some areas, especially those two guys. Jaquan just missed them wide open. I have all the confidence in him that he'll do that, but it just says a lot about this team and the fact that even though we're new, we'll still fight and scrap with anyone.
If I told you before the season through 10 games you'd be 8-2 with the wins you've got, like would you have taken that? I mean, I know you said the other day, you feel like you could have been 10-0 under a couple circumstances, but how much momentum do you feel like you have given the schedule you've played and the wins you have now?
Yeah, I don't want to be crazy and say that I wouldn't be ecstatic if before the season started you say we were 8-2 and the teams that we had beaten. I mean, I'd be crazy not to feel that way. But again, I know that we have so much more room to grow that makes me feel really good. And I put the schedule together blindly. I didn't know who I was going to have. And, man, I thank God for allowing me to have these guys that I have. I wouldn't want to go to war with anyone else because they're willing to fight for me and willing to fight for the school and the city.